pitch for $2,000 in equity-free capital, which is amazing. And to kick us off is from Treiner, James Muir.
So hi there, my name's James Muir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Treiner. So Treiner is an online platform that enables you to find, compare and book football training sessions near you with vetted coaches and providers. Now, football, I know some of you might say soccer, but my football coaching journey started actually in Geelong in 2004. And then I moved to Fiji in 2008, working with the national teams there. In 2011, I moved back to Australia with Football New South Wales as coach and development manager, and then in 2013, back to Victoria with the National Premier League club as the technical director. Now in 2016, I actually started a sports consultancy with my co-founder, Kogu and Sabaratnam. The reason for that is we found the transition working to grassroots clubs quite difficult, but we felt we could really help them by simplifying a lot of their processes. But during that time, we found the real problem was actually trying to find coaches for clubs and schools and parents, and coaches themselves wanted to start to work full-time. The issue was, however, that the majority of things out there online was Google and Facebook, where people would look for coaches, or people would rely on referrals from friends, which was subjective. So there was no Trivago or TripAdvisor for booking football coaches. So we decided to develop the platform ourselves. So in October 2017, we launched Treiner.com.au, initially with only around 30 coaches, and we quickly scaled that to around 200 in February the following year. But that was developed on a WordPress platform, so we started to have difficulties with that and found our own technical co-founder. So last year, this time, we launched an updated version of our platform with our own software, and then in July, we launched a Bahasa Malay version as we start to expand into Malaysia. In September, we launched a B2B component of the platform that allowed camps and academies and clubs to run their programs and camps through the platform. And this week we're launching the newest version built on Laravel, which is a job board and task board where we can flip the switch where parents and clubs and schools can list the actual job and coaches bid for it on the other side. So the team consists of 3 football coaches, 2 technical co-founders and a sports tech co-founder with a large background in some having previous startups as well. So the football industry itself is quite a large one. Globally, it's $1 billion industry. In Australia alone, it's the largest participation sport with 1.96 million players, and it's a large growth industry. So if we look at the amount of extra training that was done in New South Wales last year, it's a $50 million industry just for private training alone in New South Wales. And we found that one of the biggest problems was actually finding coaches. We didn't have that problem. We've actually got one of the largest networks in Australia. We've got more than 3,000 coaches and providers, more than all our competitors combined. We make money by taking a 10% marketplace fee, standard across all transactions, and then 5 to 20% for the camps and clinics. We also have listing fees for the new platform that we're launching this week. This is how our platform looks currently. To date, we've had more than 7,000 bookings on the platform, and we've also got partnership agreements that we've signed with Professional Football Association Malaysia and in New Zealand. So we're looking for some funding from strategic investors and to help us with our go-to-market strategy.
If you don't mind, I'll start. The first question I had was how much revenue are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, so per month it's on average around $5,000 currently, but it fluctuates seasonally, especially with the winter season. We have larger contracts with some clubs and schools out with the platform where we facilitate all their coaches for them, and we also have product partnerships with GPS trackers and uniform suppliers and those specific within the vertical, within football, so that's out with that revenue through the platform.
And how long have you been doing that business for? Is that just started or is it growing? Or
so we launched in October 2017, so we've been through 3 accelerator programs so far.
Yeah.
3 of the founders are full-time and 2 of them are part-time business.
So you've taken funding already?
No, this is our first.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So we've used the money from the accelerators and also the money from the bookings to bootstrap the company to date.
Have you tried to find a sports personality to become part of the founding team?
Yeah, so we have talked to a few potential players, especially within the A-League. We did have some A-League players come onto the platform as coaches. So on the Brisbane Royal Marquee, for last year was on the platform as one of the coaches, but he's gone back to France this year. So that's something we're looking at, but the majority of people we spoke to, even though they're players, they're wanting quite a large amount. So James Treiner, for instance, he was wanting upwards of $20,000-$30,000.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe more someone in the media, someone who might, because I know I've actually spoken to a couple of people who are looking for those sorts of things, so maybe it's worth looking into that.
Yeah, well, if you've got any ideas, we can chat about it later, that'd be great.
Nice. Okay, follow on from that, it's okay. This is in soccer?
Yeah.
Football, soccer.
Yeah.
Is there anything stopping you translating that to other
No,
tennis, for instance? Or,
so we can definitely see similarities across a lot of different codes, soccer, golf, even AFL and basketball. Because obviously my network and the original co-founder codes networks were within football, we wanted to use those networks to develop the supply side. And now we're starting to roll out other types of providers, so strength conditioning coach, sports medicine professionals and allied health professionals within the platform. Once that's fully realised in terms of the amount of providers, we can replicate that or white label or license that for other codes as well.
Also the other question I had was, in terms of coaching, so basic question, is there a mix between one-on-one and teams, or is it mostly teams, or how does that work?
Yeah, so there's a large mixture. Obviously at the moment with this COVID, there's a large amount of one-on-one sessions, even virtual sessions as well. So, but yeah, when we first started in the first year, it was a majority of one-on-one sessions and small group sessions, so 2 to 6. Last year we found an increase in team sessions as well. And obviously since September when we launched the camps platform, then there's larger teams, because a lot of clubs and futsal clubs or academies can list all their school holiday camps and programs on that platform. So we've got clubs like Celtic who are currently listing their school holiday camps, or if they go ahead in April.
Why Malaysia?
Yeah, so my co-founder Kogu's has a Malaysian background, and Malaysia's quite a similar space sports-wise to Australia in terms of football. Obviously a large population. Football's the #1 sport. 1 in 3 in Malaysia play football. Asian Football Confederation is based out of Malaysia. So because we signed the agreement with PFA Malaysia, the president of the Malaysian Federation is actually the vice president of the Asian Football Confederation as well. So we see really good opportunities to expand across the Asian region from using Kuala Lumpur as a base. And having talked to Landing Pad to Austrade, they're also supportive of using either Kuala Lumpur or Singapore as a base, because we've also in discussions at the moment with Football Associations of Singapore as well. And it's quite easy to facilitate both of those countries from one of the other.
Might help you out with China if you're interested.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, China's a huge market. I think you definitely need a base if you are going to China, but it's the #1 sport there. The chairman's obviously put football as the main sport and priority for China. So I met Brandon last year in Gippsland about that opportunity. So yeah, that's definitely something in our roadmap that we want to look at.
Can I just quickly add to what Nick was saying? I've got a lot of involvement with the local soccer community. There are players out there that when they come to the end of their career at age 32, 35, there's guys out there that might entertain getting involved with something like this because they've got contacts in Europe, in China, and they don't all end up in the media, they don't all end up coaching and doing things like that themselves. So something like this would be an opportunity for them to extend their involvement in the sport.
Yeah, definitely. Find with a lot of retired or soon-to-retired players, they don't really have the marketing skills or digital marketing skills or web development skills to really promote themselves. And often there's a very conservative attitude within sport in general, but also within football. You shouldn't really be promoting yourself, to the wider community. So they often really struggle with transitioning into that full-time role unless they've been a really high-profile professional. And so obviously that's where our platform comes in, because we can do that for them.
Just one final question. What's the valuation?
We haven't had evaluation yet. We're looking for a safe note, yeah.
Right.